Hello and welcome to the video. Today we'll be breaking down the maximum hydration method and how to get ultra defined wash and goes for all hair types. Before we begin, we'd like to ask that you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. It really helps us out. Please also consider following us on Instagram. Now, let's get into it. Do you love the look of wash and go curls on others but don't think your own texture will allow you to pull it off? If straight styles were your go-to styles after going natural, I totally get it, since I went through that phase too. It may seem counterintuitive to go natural and not enjoy your natural texture, but straight hair was all I knew how to care for at the time, and truth be told, I was loving the sudden thickness that my natural hair had given me, along with the length of course. As time went on though, and I began to be more confident in natural styling, curly sets, especially braid outs, became my go-to styles, with the occasional wash and go thrown in for good measure. You should know that those weekly straightening sessions are not a good idea due to all the damage that could be sustained over time. With that said, there's a method on how to achieve root to tip curl definition, which essentially equates to wash and go hair for any hair type. And yes, that includes 4C hair too. Intriguing, right? Now, I remember the very first hair chart that was introduced by Andre Walker, which interestingly did not include a 4C hair type. It was a grave oversight in my opinion, but hey ho. At the time, the type 4 category was divided into 4A, visible curls when dry, and 4B, no visible curls when dry. But as time went on and various hair charts came into existence, our sisters who felt that they didn't quite fit into either box introduced the 4C hair type. If I'm being honest, I don't think everyone's natural hair fits perfectly into the letter and number system, seeing as our individual curls vary so widely. Not to mention that what each of us see is often subjective. Where I may see 3C, someone else will see 4A or even 4B. Still, people continue to feel the need to place themselves neatly into a box. But I digress. So, what's a maximum hydration method? I would like to start by saying that it's kind of sad that so many of us have gone natural to enjoy our natural texture, only to find that because our hair doesn't curl evenly, wearing that very texture results in a myriad of tangles, knots, and single strand knots. This has led to a lot of people being natural in name only, and they constantly wear wigs, weaves, crochet braids, or anything else other than their natural texture. Even though we still love our natural textures, we do have to accept its limitations. So we find ourselves relying on styles like braid outs or twist outs to achieve a textured look, with less tangling on the rare occasion we actually wear our own hair out. Even more of us, myself included, are forced into having to wear our hair stretched 95% of the time. Enter the maximum hydration method. The maximum hydration method is a unique regimen specifically formulated for those with low porosity, kinky hair. With this method, the idea is that all hair types, including 4C hair, has the ability to clump into neat coils, curls, or ringlets. And the reason why many ladies do not achieve clumping is because their hair does not uptake nor hold on to enough moisture to allow this to take place. In essence, frizz is a sign of low moisture in the hair strand. Added to that is the fact that many of us, even as part of our healthy hair journeys, are not using appropriate products or techniques for our hair. This method aids by removing these harmful products and replacing them with natural ingredients that allow your hair to be the best version of itself that it can be. The regimen will not change or loosen your hair texture, but what it will do is allow you to wear your unadulterated natural curls perfectly clumped in wash and goes, which remain tangle and knot free. And again, yes, this also applies to those with 4C hair. While the regimen was initially created for those with low porosity hair, with small adjustments, those with medium to high porosity hair can also enjoy its benefits. Why is clumping important? Putting aside the aesthetic appeal of visible curls, clumping serves a very important purpose. It keeps your hair separated and organized, which cuts down on tangles and breakage, usually associated with wearing frequent wash and goes or allowing your hair to shrink after a wash. Further, because many of your curls will be curling in the same direction, it increases moisture retention and shine, the former of which is a huge benefit to kinky hair, which tends to dry out faster than other hair types. More clumping means more moisture retention, which ultimately means softer hair. Curl uniformity, aka clumping, will only come about when your individual strands are full of water. What does the regimen consist of? The regimen appears to have originated perhaps on hair forums, although it's unclear who actually invented it. Ultimately, the maximum hydration method is a hybrid of the curly girl method with the added use of clays, particularly bentonite clay, and other natural treatments like the cherry Lola treatment and the caramel treatment. We have videos for both of these treatments linked in the description. The main idea is that the regimen consists mainly of wearing your hair in a wash and go sealed with a botanical gel. Oils have a very low emphasis on this regimen. This is clearly a world away from your more common natural hair regimens that include washing, deep conditioning, and sealing using the LOC method. If you don't know what the LOC method is, click the tab above or link in the description. Basically, you'll be going from a regimen where oil is king to one where gel is king. It's worth emphasizing here that the focus is on natural botanical gels that don't harm your hair instead of your run-of-the-mill cheap gels. The regimen can be a touch labor-intensive in the beginning as you try to achieve maximum hydration, and this is especially true for those coming from regimens where silicones and combs are used regularly. Yes, you will have to give up both of these to really get this method to work. Combs generally break your curls apart, increasing the frizz factor, so for those with naturally kinky hair that doesn't clump easily, combing is a big no-no. The workload reduces significantly once you're at maximum hydration, however. A first timer would start off with a deep treatment that's a combination of the Cherry Lola treatment and the caramel treatment as follows. Ingredients: 2 cups of Greek yogurt, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of organic apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's aminos, half a tablespoon of raw honey, 1 tablespoon of unsulfured molasses, half of an overripe plantain or banana, 3/4 of a tablespoon of avocado, and 1 egg, which is optional. Blend all ingredients together into a smooth paste and saturate your dry detangled hair with it and allow the mixture to sit in your hair for 1.5 to 2 hours, then rinse. Proceed to co-wash with a curly girl friendly conditioner, leaving some of it in your hair to serve as a leave-in conditioner. Proceed to style your wash and go by sealing your hair with a botanical gel. This treatment will really open up the cuticles of low porosity hair types, allowing for maximum absorption of your conditioner and styling products and allowing you to begin to see some better curl definition. Bear in mind that the aforementioned would be what you would do the very first time you start the regimen. From then on, your normal regimen would consist of the following 5 steps. Step 1. Clarify. This is done with either ACV, that is apple cider vinegar, or baking soda. Technically, neither of these ingredients will clarify your hair in the truest sense of the word, because neither is very good at removing oil. But with the low emphasis of oil in this regimen, they're both sufficient to cleanse your hair. But more importantly, what ACV or baking soda does is temporarily affect the porosity of your hair to allow your conditioning agents to get inside and hydrate your strands. ACV rinse. This is 1 part ACV to 1 part water in an applicator bottle. You apply it to your hair in sections and let it marinate for 30 minutes to an hour before rinsing. Baking soda rinse. Combine 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of baking soda into 1/3 of a cup of conditioner. Apply to your hair in sections and let it sit for 10 to 30 minutes, then rinse. Step 2. Co-wash and detangle. Using a Curly Girl friendly conditioner, your conditioning choices are as follows. You can either apply warm water to your hair and let it sit for 10 minutes. This is to allow your hair to properly absorb the moisture. Apply conditioner to your hair, cover it with a shower cap to trap the heat, and then deep condition overnight. Or you can apply conditioner, cover your hair with a plastic cap, then deep condition with a steamer for 30 minutes. Proceed to rinse your hair under warm running water while thoroughly finger detangling. Again, remember the combs are the ultimate curl and clump killer, so finger detangling is a must on this regimen. Apparently, it gets easier and it's a lot less time consuming when you've achieved maximum hydration. Step 3. Bentonite clay rinse. In my experience, this is where the clumping magic really happens. And if you're going to skip anything else in this regimen, don't skip this. Clay rinses are great for really cleansing your hair, and in my experience anyway, they reduce your hair's volume by allowing it to clump beautifully. For this step, slowly stream the clay rinse through your hair, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse out. Step 4. Leave-in conditioner. Again, use a Curly Girl friendly leave-in conditioner without silicones, sulfates, or drying alcohols. Step 5. Botanical gel. Style your wash and go using a good quality botanical gel. The most commonly used recommended one is Kinky Curly Curling Custard. You can use oil before the gel, but it's completely optional. The idea is that the more often you do this regimen, the better and more defined your wash and goes will become, eventually culminating in root to tip definition on all your curls. Some may begin by doing this regimen daily for a week and seeing fabulous results very quickly. Or else, if you're short on time, you can go slower with the regimen, but don't go more than 3 days before rehydrating your curls with another wash. Others also include overnight greenhouse method sessions to get to maximum curl hydration faster. To find out more about the greenhouse method, click the tab above or the link in the description. Again, I stress that a basic rule of thumb is to never go more than 3 days without doing the 5 steps. As per the Curly Girl method, conditioner only lasts for 3 days, so after this time, moisture in the hair has to be replenished. Does it really work for 4C hair types, and will it work for you? Well, as with most other things, the success that you have will primarily be determined by how vigilant you are with following the regimen, plus your dedication to making it work for you. I think that we can all agree that type 4C hair is in fact curly, the main difference being that the curls don't usually clump together, hence why we see the typical cloud of high shrinkage afro hair. According to the maximum hydration method, type 4 curly hair tends to be low porosity and doesn't hold enough moisture, so it's unable to obtain the uniformity needed to allow the hair to clump nicely. I also think the same could be said for high porosity hair, which tends to lose moisture too quickly to remain curly and defined when dry. Using baking soda will temporarily increase your hair's porosity, which will allow the conditioner and water to penetrate your hair, so that by the time you get to the final rinse and seal your hair with a good quality gel, your strands will be holding on to more water, which will lead to achieving more curl uniformity. I've heard arguments from naysayers on the topic of whether 4C hair can really clump. They state that the very definition of 4C hair is that it doesn't clump, right? I've even seen arguments from those that claim that those 4Cs who found success with this regimen were never actually 4C in the first place, that they were in fact 4B. Yet having seen the change in my sister's high shrinkage 4C hair, I'm completely sold. My sister had previously seen her hair laugh at gel as it shrunk to an undefined TWA when she tried a wash and go in the past. Yet now she's able to achieve a good-looking curly wash and go with relative ease. That's not to say that it's guaranteed to work for everyone, Nobody can make any such guarantee, so the truth is, if you don't try, you simply don't know. The regimen isn't very high cost, and you may already have all that you need to get started. So all that's stopping you from trying is your own perceptions on what may or may not work for your hair. Points of concern. Before jumping headfirst into this regimen, there are some points of concern that you should probably take into account. Number 1, I'm particularly concerned about the extended use of baking soda, which is highly alkaline, and ACV, which is highly acidic. It doesn't sit well with me that both of these are to be used so often, and I'm concerned that there may be repercussions for long-term use. Number 2, going on from the idea before, although the regimen was originally penned for those with low porosity hair, I fear that many trying it may not truly know their hair's porosity, and baking soda or ACV may not be ideal for them. Number 3, further still, because the use of protein is discouraged, I would fear that those with normal to high porosity strands could suffer breakage ultimately because of the high manipulation nature of the regimen, and that, coupled with the fact that protein is not used to fortify the strands, may possibly lead to further breakage. My own results. From a personal standpoint, I was truly floored by the change in my hair when I first started this regimen a few years ago. I did indeed achieve root-to-tip definition in my hair on most areas of my head, even though I didn't follow the regimen exactly as written. A girl needs a bit of leeway, right? I don't have 4C hair myself. Mine is probably somewhere between 4A and 4B, and my hair leans towards the high porosity end of the scale. But it worked pretty well for me at the time. Yes, eventually I had to give up this regimen because the time commitment was way too much. It's also worth mentioning that when I first started, it was the middle of summer, so my hair would dry super quick on the mornings where I did the 5-step regimen. But when the cold winds of winter arrived in Birmingham, I peaced out. I would say that this regimen fulfills a very specific purpose in that it allows you to wear your natural hair in its natural state without risking excessive tangling and breakage. Whether you enjoy the results or not is a personal preference. My previous natural hair regimen was one based on weekly washes with a heavy use of oils and a focus on keeping my hair stretched. It worked great for me in that it allowed me to reach my goal of waist-length hair in 5 years. So for me, its validity is beyond question. If you're currently following a regimen that's working for you right now, then the maximum hydration method is no better or worse, it's just different. There's really no reason to switch to it unless, like me, you're just curious to see what will happen and you're comfortable with experimenting. Still, I maintain that the best hair regimen is the one that produces the desired results for you at any given time. So, with that said, if you like the idea of a wash-and-go focused regimen, give the maximum hydration method a try. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave us a comment letting us know which topic you'd like us to cover next, and all the best in your hair journey.